Sure, I'm Israel. Do you believe in ghosts? I do. 2 years ago, man, I had no hopes. I had no goals. I had nothing to live for. I had nothing to fight for until I met the ISUPK, man. You know what I'm saying? I was walking around these streets dead, man. You understand? But I got with the ISUPK and I got my life right, man. I rose from that dead, man. You understand? And you can do it too, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. I was 6 feet below. I was down. I was prone. I wasn't dead, but I wasn't woke. The old me died, now I'm back like ghosts. Tried to escape, nowhere to go. Doing bad, I couldn't go. I went to class, 10-toe. You became made, ready for the woe. I was 6 feet below. I was down. I was prone. I wasn't dead, but I wasn't woke. The old me died, now I'm back like ghosts. Tried to escape, nowhere to go. Doing bad, I couldn't cope. I went to class, 10-toe. You became made, ready for the woe.
Went west, fuck the rest. Military status like a fucking vet. War scar, bulletproof vest. Take grind on some army shit. Kentucky 8, fuck up your clique. Clear the scene when I weigh my wrist. At the camp place and I'ma get a boot kiss. Pull up and hop out, freeze in the wind. Young Hebrew steady making moves. Attitude boots so the can't try to sue. Home with a two, nigga, who the fuck is you? The Lord is with us, how the hell we gon' lose? All cuts currency, Google the stats. UBK 1 West, get in the bag. Cool Paul bitch, me rise from the ass. Oppressor make a wise man mad.
And destroy the heart, that's what a gift do. So nothing but the truth is what I give you. Like you better start repenting, follow all his commandments. If you don't, then the Lord gon' kill you. See, I was born in the darkness. By the time I seen the light, I was already a man. Used to think I knew about God and the devil good and evil, but really I just didn't understand. See, I thought I was alive, but really I was dead. Found one West, I was born again. Made my oath before the Lord. Now my life belongs to him. Ready for the war, you know I am. Drop my sword, bitch, a beat, goddamn. See, I'm on West to the death, to my very last breath. Motherfucker, that's who I am.
I was 6 feet below. I was down. I was prone. I wasn't dead, but I wasn't woke. The old me died, now I'm back like ghosts. Tried to escape, nowhere to go. Doing bad, I couldn't cope. I went to class, 10-toe. You became made, ready for the woe. I was 6 feet below. I was down. I was prone. I wasn't dead, but I wasn't woke. The old me died, now I'm back like ghosts. Tried to escape, nowhere to go. Doing bad, I couldn't cope. I went to class, 10-toe. You became made, ready for the woe. Sure, I'm Israel. Do you believe in ghosts? I do. 2 years ago, man, I had no hopes. I had no...
Ha ha! One West, bitch. You know what it is. 1969, home of the truth. And if you ain't UPK, you in the motherfucking way. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Harlem, New York, 125th Street. How you mention UPK and didn't mention me? We the home of the truth, bitch, nigga, what you mean? How you mention One West and didn't mention me? No excuses, no cowards, only soldiers roll with me. How you mention UPK and didn't mention me? 144,000 are prepared to serve the king. How you mention One West and didn't mention me? Look, I eat, sleep, shit, breathe, UPK every day. Get about that Christian church. One West is the only way for righteous leadership and brotherhood. This the only place. A lot of people say they got it, but we know them bitches fake. So I'll be One West to the death, to the end. UPK versus everybody. All we do is win. Undefeated since 69. Pussy, try again. I'll be damned if we ever lose to the likes of them. Commander Junior Honor ain't no coward. You know who he is. Hold on to this truth with no excuse. That's what he did. Showed us how to build a nation every day. We put in brick. Get that all put on her head and take an oath to never quit. And I mean that shit. Every word that I'm saying. If you cross the fucking line, I'ma show you I ain't playing. And I stay war ready. Every word that we hanging. And I still rock my shield of David like I'm gang banging. Bitch, we Harlem, New York, 125th Street. How you mention UPK and didn't mention me? We the home of the truth, bitch, nigga, what you mean? How you mention one West and didn't mention me? No excuses, no cowards on the soldiers roll with me. How you mention UPK and didn't mention me? 144,000 all prepared to serve the king. How you mention one West and didn't mention me? Hey, shalom, 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 shalom. What's going on, Israel? We back at it. Moment of Truth podcast. If Kuma Park moved from in front of the camera,
Shalom.
y'all can see a fat nigga. This nigga all in front of the camera. What's going on, sis? Yeah, we back at it, man. Moment of Truth podcast, man. Episode 9. We done made it. We there. We put in that brick in this thing. Man, listen, next week we're going to set up our own platform, our own page. So be looking for the Moment of Truth podcast Facebook page, man. We're going to get it cracking. That's going to be the new platform, man. We're going to take this thing, man. We're going to try to make it as big as every other, as big as everything else on Facebook and YouTube and all these other platforms. TikTok, we about to go ahead and make the power move, man. That's what we need to do, man. You understand? We're going to keep bringing it out. Once more, as always, anybody got stories, anybody got anything that they want to contribute to the show, make sure you reach out to the mighty man that you see on the show. Baltazar, what's going on, nigga?
Not much. How you doing, sir?
Man, I can't complain if I wanted to, man.
Man, holding it down, trying to get part of that table.
What'd you say?
I'm trying to get a piece of that food on that table over there, man.
Hey, listen, shout out Quam's Grill, man.
Hey, I got looking glorious.
Yeah, man. Quam's Grill up here hooking it up, man. I don't know how much talking I'm going to do because I'm about to get it in looking at it. You understand? Man, so, man, we got a couple of stories that I wanted to bring out, man. What you got for us today, mighty man?
Oh, man, I'll be talking my stuff, man. You know, chiming in. I might catch a couple little stories here and there, but, you know.
Damn right, man. I was looking at the news over the weekend, man. There's a lot of crazy things happening down there.
Right, man. It seems like somebody gets shot every day.
Right? That's what I was looking at. I'm like, God damn, boy. They just running crazy with the guns down there, man. It's like Call of Duty.
Man, you know, they had some, I don't know if it was the Kia Boys or different, you know what I'm saying, group of guys or whatnot. They hit it's called Vance's Outdoors. It's a gun shop. Man, they ran into that building with a car, man, and stole a whole bunch of guns.
Yeah, that nigga said it was the Kia Boys. they upgraded to trucks now.
Right. Yeah, man, they ran that dang on car to the building, man, and stole a whole bunch of guns. But, I mean, we already had a gun problem anyway, so.
Right. It's funny that you say that. It's a gun show down here in my city, man. I'm trying to go after the podcast.
Almost hard cry. Yeah, pick me up something, Bubba Crochet.
Right? I gotta go, man. That's where you be finding out the good deals at, man. You know them devils is down there deep. They down there going wrapped around the corner. Goddamn traffic.
Right.
Every devil in this state down there trying to get a goddamn gun. You know what I'm saying? Especially with these white supremacists marching all over the goddamn United States on Labor Day. You know what I'm saying? You know what kind of spirit they got behind them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They marching, talking about you won't replace us. They, you know, white supremacy is in full effect and it's in full swing. They ain't playing no games out here. So every Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian within the sound of my voice, if you're able to own a legal firearm, I advise you to do so. Right? And even if it ain't legal, legal firearm, you need a weapon. Just know that much. You understand? These people out here losing their mind. You're at war all day, every day. And if we don't get into that mindset, we're going to be destroyed out here, man.
Right.
Man, so I'm going to go ahead and get it cracking, man. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. You know what I'm saying? We about to get it in, right? Hey, we about to get it in, man. So I don't know if y'all know what's been going on with the Black Lives Matter, right? So they're being sued. Black Lives Matter is being sued by different branches of the Black Lives Matter organization, and they are acting like it is the end of the world, man. The oppressor is truly the devil, the way that he's, you know, crapping on Black Lives Matter, man. But me talking about it ain't gonna do it justice, man. I'm just go ahead and share my screen. I got a story that y'all need to see, man. You understand? Like, this stuff is crazy. Actually, I think I just did that wrong. Hold on, give me a second. Bear with me. Let me unshare this real quick. And let me set it up the right way because I got an article that I need to pull, man. And it's a video. It's a little video that I want to show y'all to begin with, man. Like, this shit, man, it's just getting crazier and crazier. Let's make sure I got the right video. This, I'm telling you, man, this goddamn devil, man, the oppressor is truly the devil the Bible speaks of, man.
Right.
Anything that has to do with blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, he always takes the time to highlight that the most. He always wants to put that on the front floor of everything that, you know, that he's trying to use to destroy blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You know what I'm saying? That's always going to be on the front floor. So I finally got it. I got it set up the right way. I'm about to share my screen again, and we're gonna check this little video out, and then shit, we gonna blaze on it, man. We absolutely gonna blaze on it, man, because what we gotta do. And I never thought I would find myself in this position that I'm in now, but you'll see after this video. I'm about to go ahead and play it now.
Black Lives Matter under scrutiny as 26 BLM chapters sue the organization and its leaders, accusing them of defrauding local activist groups and stealing more than $10 million in donations. Back in April, we also learned BLM leaders bought a secret $6 million mansion in Southern California for, quote, safety.
Stop right there.
After raising $90 million.
Stop right there real quick. So, did y'all hear the article? Bangad, what's going on? Oh, let me get you back in here. You hear me? Oh, keep moving you out. Bangad.
Hey, Shalom, Yabashim Shwakatham.
Hey, y'all, what's going on with you, priest?
Shoot, nothing much. Just tuning in to this podcast, listen to the mighty men break down these topics.
Damn right. Most High Christ, man. We about to break it out on this Black Lives Matter article, man. I'm about to start it from the beginning so you can hear it. And I'm going to let it run through one time before I start talking through it. But make sure y'all paying attention to what this oppressor has to say. The oppressor is the goddamn devil. Mind you, this is Fox News. I forget which branch is like Fox 2 News or whatever. I don't really care where it's at because all the Fox News is the oppressor, the goddamn devil. And listen, so this is Black Lives Matter. And I never thought I'd find myself in this position, the position I'm going to take on this. But let's get it.
Black Lives Matter under scrutiny as 26 BLM chapters sue the organization and its leaders, accusing them of defrauding local activist groups and stealing more than $10 million in donations. Back in April, we also learned BLM leaders bought a secret $6 million mansion in Southern California for, quote, safety. So, after raising $90 million after George Floyd's death, is BLM more caught up with the cause or the cash? Here to react, Color Us United's Christian Watson. Christian, great to see you this morning. Here we have 26 chapters suing the national organization for defrauding them of donations. What's your take?
Anyone who was following BLM from the very beginning is not surprised by this. BLM was an organization started to push the lie that America is systemically racist and America is inherently disposed against black people and America is killing black people in a way that is way beyond the proportion of any other country. This was the bill of goods BLM sold to black Americans, and bad ideas attract bad actors and bad ideas also attract defeat. This is what defeat looks like. I think that this is a clarion moment for black Americans.
I apologize. I know I said I wasn't going to say nothing, but I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it. Can y'all hear me?
Come on.
Now, did y'all hear so at the beginning, did y'all hear everything that I heard? What did y'all hear before I start telling you my perspective? What did y'all hear from that article? Like, so this is the position that I'm taking. I am actually defending Black Lives Matter, but I'm going to dig deep into it so you can understand. I'm not defending Black Lives Matter as a whole, but they're trying to villainize Black Lives Matter, talking about they have committed fraud. And then they put this coon dude on TV, right? Of course, it's always a nigga. They find, they must have a factory of Uncle Toms that they can pull and just send them out like an Uncle Tom factory where they producing this dude. This nigga said anybody who supported Black Lives Matter is not shocked by this, right? Which, okay, I can agree with that. I'm not shocked. But then he goes to say, Black Lives Matter has supported, has told a narrative of police, of America being inherently racist, right, towards black people. Matter of fact, all right, we're about to run it again, and I'm going to break it down as this is going. All right, give me 1 second. I'm about to pull it up again.
Black Lives Matter under 26 BLM chapters sue the organization and its leaders, accusing them of defrauding local activist groups and stealing more than $10 million in donations. Back in April, we also learned BLM leaders bought a
for basically lying to people and defrauding and stealing more than $10 million worth of $10 million worth of money, right? And so Black Lives Matter started when George Floyd died, correct?
Come.
In the last 2 years, this organization then basically gathered $100 million goddamn dollars. Like these people, they gathered $100 million. $100 million in 2 years. Goddamn, nigga. Like that's a lot of money. I'm sorry. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And the whole purpose of Black Lives Matter, actually, I'm going to get into that in a second. Hold on, let me play a little bit more of the video. So they mad about 10 million. Remember that. 10 million is what they mad about. They defrauded the people for 10 million. How dare these niggas?
secret $6 million mansion in Southern California for, quote, safety.
So then they mad because he bought a $6 million mansion, right? So he stole 10. He bought a $6 million mansion. He said it for his safety. Hey, listen, I believe the brother. Why come I can't believe the brother? Maybe the brother got enemies. I know my niggas do. Maybe he needed that big of a mansion and all that property to help protect himself from all his goddamn enemies. We all got them, right? So I'm not mad about that. Okay, no sweat. No sweat. Now let's hear what the devil got to say.
So, after raising $90 million after George Floyd's death, is BLM more caught up with the cause or the cash?
So, he's wondering if Black Lives Matter is caught up with the cost or the cash. Like, what is the whole purpose of Black Lives Matter? That's what this devil's asking, right? He wants to know this. And he asked this question to this cat right here. Listen to what this nigga got to say.
Here to react, Color Us United's Christian Watson. Christian, great to see you this morning. Here we have 26 chapters suing the national organization for defrauding them of donations. What's your take?
Anyone who was following BLM from the very beginning is not surprised by this. BLM was an organization started to push the lie that America is systemically racist and America.
Yeah, go ahead.
A slugging, sir, if I could. So you telling me that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians ain't being oppressed out here? You telling me George Floyd didn't die? You telling me he wasn't murdered? You telling me Breonna Taylor wasn't murdered? Donovan Lewis?
They didn't riot the Capitol,
Right.
Because they thought blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians was going to take over.
Right.
According to that nigga, America is not inherently racist.
Right.
Did y'all hear that shit?
Right. KKK don't exist.
How come I can't get on a news show and then talk about stuff like this?
Right.
I would like to be on there and voice my opinion. Who is this nigga? Who is this nigga that they asked this to? Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Go ahead, Breeze, my fault.
That's Hoppin' Bob. Tell him about the Gunline boss.
Right. Tell him about the Gunline boss.
Whoever this nigga is, man, bring him down to the Moment of Truth podcast, man. Come on, he got to come and have an interview right here.
Man, that nigga ain't worthy to get on this podcast. Right. That nigga he doing just fine on Fox. Let that nigga stay there.
Right.
Let that nigga stay there. I'm about to pull it back up. So he said America is not inherently racist. That Black Lives Matter has sold them a dream that America is racist. And of course, this is not the fact. This ain't the fact. Because blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians aren't being gunned down. There is no way that unarmed black men are killed in America while white school shooters are taken alive. That is not happening in America. Apparently, that nigga don't know this. That black man, he don't know this is going on. He's never seen it. Listen, they showed a lot. Because every nation is dying in the streets like we are. All the Africans are dying like us. All the Chinese men are dying like us. All the Muslims are dying like us. Because today is 9/11, right?
All the Arabs are dying like
That's
us.
what I'm saying. Today is 9/11. So we know after 9/11 happened, America ain't stopped killing racist Muslims in America, right?
Right.
Now, one Muslim goddamn suffered. You ain't never seen a Muslim gunned down in the street after 9/11.
Right.
You have never seen it. Today is 9/11, and ain't no Muslims getting beat up.
Right.
Ain't nobody marching for the Muslims or to destroy the Muslims or saying the Muslims are pressing.
Right.
No protesting or nothing. No nothing. You get what I'm saying? But this nigga said America is not inherently racist.
Right.
That's what that nigga said. Man. Let me
Hey,
pull
so
it
like
back
if
up.
I-
It's-
So
go
like
ahead.
and that's a heavy point, man. America will throw a black man in prison for, you know what I'm saying, not even a zipper, 28 grams of marijuana, right? But when it comes to, you know, a devil selling pounds of cocaine, he'll get a suspended sentence.
Right.
That's evil and wicked, man.
Damn right. That's exactly what they'll do. Suspended sentence. Well, listen, he sat in jail for 3 days until we had this court day. He's not a flight risk. You know, he ain't even got to pay bond. Let's just let this devil out. I have faith in him. I have faith he's going to do the right thing. That's the judge there. Let's get some more on this, man. This shit right here is so wicked.
Is inherently disposed against black people, and America is killing black people in a way that is way beyond the proportion of any other country. This was the bill of goods BLM sold to black Americans, and bad ideas attracted bad actors.
So he said this was the bill of goods that Black Lives Matter sold to Black America. They didn't have to. They didn't have to sell the goddamn thing. Listen, it's very rare that you hear about an organization in 2 years accumulating $100 million.
Right.
Why do you think Black Lives Matter accumulated so much goddamn money in 2 years? Because everybody knew that black people were dying out here. And they wanted to, and a lot of them donations and stuff like that, a lot of that shit came from the devils. We know that Black Lives Matter have all type of rich white European backers, right? We know this. They accumulated all that money. It was nothing. We know the athletes gave. We know everybody gave. Everybody gave to Black Lives Matter. The whole purpose and the reason they gave to Black Lives Matter, does anybody know before I break it down?
Sloppy, sir.
Go ahead.
Nigga can shut the hell up.
That's true. But I'm talking about, that's absolutely true. They wanted niggas to die in silence, and niggas just wouldn't do that.
Oh, Sloppy.
Go ahead.
LGBTQ.
That's true as well. But I want you to think on another level. Think outside the box. Think about our enemies and how they move, and think about what Black Lives Matter was supposed to do. Think about what they said at the very beginning. Think about what we do here in ISUPK.
Hey, man. I want to say like that then. They did the Black Lives Matter so we can come together.
Close. You're getting there. You're getting there close. So the whole purpose of Black Lives Matter and all this money they were collecting, right? So remember when black people were out here protesting, they were getting locked up, right? It started off, we're going to collect this money to do what? Bond people out of jail.
Hey, it was Sloppy, if I could.
Go ahead.
It's because they did that. Black Lives Matter started, I want to say, because then everything started. Blue Lives Matter. White Lives Matter.
That's true.
You know? Okay.
That's true, but I'm trying to get you to see the purpose behind Black Lives Matter. Because they accumulated $100 million in goddamn 2 years. That's $50 million a year. That's a lot of money.
Right.
And they mad, so they accumulated $100 million and they mad at a nigga for taking 16. Right? No sweat. I understand. So, but the purpose of Black Lives Matter, right? Because in order for these frauds to work, right? In order for these scams to work, they have to sell you a dream. He was saying that they sold the dream that black people were being murdered, raped, pillaged, robbed in America, that the police is inherently racist, that there's basically no racism in America. Black Lives Matter sold a dream of racism in America, and it's not really happening. We know racism in America is happening. Right. That's why it was so easy for Black Lives Matter to sell it, because the people are literally living it and suffering it. That's why they marching, screaming, no justice, no goddamn peace, because we know that the prison system is inherently racist. We know that black people are always going to serve more time than his white counterpart convicted of the same goddamn crime. Right. We know these things. We know that black men are going to die every time the police pulls up to a non-violent police call. Right, it could be a non-violent police call. It could be a non-criminal police call. Nigga got killed by the police for playing loud music.
Right.
Go ahead.
Listen, that's something that people don't even know that much. Like, there's such thing as a non-emergency call. You can call somebody about just a simple concern. And like you said, the police will pull up in a matter of seconds if it's a black man.
Kill him.
Gun him down. Like, this is a non-emergency call. This wasn't even an issue.
Right.
We didn't even need you out here. We literally just we was just warning you. That was it. Hey, something might happen here. We didn't tell you to come out here. But yet and still, they found some way to kill an innocent black man.
Every time. But Black Lives Matter is selling the false narrative from that.
Right.
Like I said, I never thought I would find myself in a position to defend Black Lives Matter. You know the world is truly the end of the world.
Right.
But a UPK nigga is defending Black Lives Matter. What the hell is the world coming to?
Right.
This shit is crazy. Go ahead.
The thing about it, that coon.
Make sure you speak up so they can hear you.
Sir, that coon, you know what I'm saying? He hate his brothers. To say that it ain't racism, he hate his brother.
Right.
And there's a scripture out there, you know, even though you didn't kill him, it's just like when you say that it ain't no racism, you turn the other cheek, it's just like killing your brother.
Right.
It's the same as killing them, murdering them down the street. You might as well pull the damn trigger. Because you over here turning the other cheek and talking about there ain't no racist. So the problem's going to continue to happen. Because you had a chance to speak up and you didn't.
Man, give me a pressure mix of Wise Man. I'm going to pull it in.
I'm trying to figure out, is he really a brother or is he a Hamite?
Hey, listen, even if he is a Hamite, it's like the Black Panther. They're going to portray him as a nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he sounds like a good Christian, though. He sounds like a good Christian boy. He really did.
Yeah.
So while you pulling that scripture, I'm going to go ahead and break down the narrative of Black Lives Matter. So Black Lives Matter is supposed to be the organization that rebuilds the black community. We're supposed to get economic power from Black Lives Matter, right? Because everybody knows this. Even though we don't follow it, everybody knows. Everybody knows that black people have the most spending power out of all the nations. The problem is we don't ever spend black. But just think about all the money that niggas spend on these pagan holidays, Christmas, birthdays, Easter, all that shit. Just think about every pagan holiday that the white man has instituted into America and think about what nation spends the most money. We are the nation that spends the most money. The reason we are the nation that spends the most money is because we are the nation that wants to be accepted by the white man in America the most.
Right.
We feel like this is our way of cementing and buying our place into this society, which is a goddamn lie. That's never going to happen. But that's what we feel. We feel that in our heart and souls. We feel that deep down, like, man, if they see how hard I celebrate Christmas, if they see how hard I celebrate the 4th of July, if they see how hard I celebrate all the other holidays, they're going to accept me, they're going to love me. That's why that one brother, what's his name, that got killed on the 4th of July, had the gun on him with his wife and his baby in the car. Y'all know who I'm talking about.
Castillo.
Yeah.
Philando Castillo.
Is that it? Philando Castillo, the brother that got killed on the 4th of July? Now, they said he was coming from a goddamn party. Yeah, they said he was coming from a party, a 4th of July celebration. He was coming from it. He was a good American, celebrating the 4th of July with his family. A legal firearm. He's legally carrying a firearm, but he forgot one important narrative. What was that one important narrative? That you're black. That you are black. He forgot that. He was so busy trying to be accepted and loved by white America, he forgot that he was a nigga. And he learned the hard way. He had to understand what his goddamn life. You get what I'm saying? Like, so Black Lives Matter is supposed to be like the new Black Wall Street. They're supposed to be the organization that puts these funds into places to open up black schools, to open up black hospitals, to open up black businesses, to open up everything black on black. You understand? That's what Black Lives Matter was supposed to be. They got $100 million, and I ain't seen shit that they opened up. Me personally, right? I'm serious.
I ain't seen no food drives.
I ain't seen none of that. I haven't seen it. I ain't seen them bail no niggas out of jail like they started off saying they were gonna do.
Right.
I haven't seen it.
I did see something.
What's that?
I seen Black Lives Matter flags everywhere.
I seen them integrating Black Lives Matter with the LGBT community.
Right. Rainbow colors. Yeah, I seen that. I seen flags everywhere. That's all I seen.
And guess what that is? That's another ploy to generate more revenue,
Right.
more money. Right. Because now it's the LGBT community is behind it, and we know that the LGBT community is a government-funded community. Right. That's why you see the LGBT community plastered all over the goddamn TV. Right. If it wasn't no government backing behind it, you wouldn't see it on TV.
Right. It's on Hulu.
Exactly. Yeah. They got a whole goddamn Hulu section, Netflix section of gay stuff.
Yeah.
Right. That's a huge marketing strategy, being gay. But what you don't know is the Lord will kill you for being gay.
Right.
Or homosexual, should I say, Salakia. And another heavy point that you was bringing out, like, if black folks want to see their money and where it goes to, then pay your damn tithes, man. Everybody says they love the Lord, but he commanded us to pay our tithes. So if you love him, pay your tithes to the ISUPK. And you'll see how a nation is built and how governments run when you pay your money to Commander Junior Hunter. He's not about to buy no mansion where Justin Timberlake and Tiger Woods live. You know what I'm saying? Right. He's going to make sure he takes care of the so-called blacks, Hispanic, Native American Indians here in America. Salakia.
Damn right, man. Nah, shit, you ain't got to say Salakia for that. You goddamn right. I agree with what you said 100%, 10 full. Right. Give Commander Junior Hunter $100 million. Right. See what he do. Hell, give us $16 million. Give us the 10 that he stole and the 6 for the mansion. Give that to us. Right. We'll show you what to do with it. Like, give me $100 million, man. Hey, listen, you can give any brother in the ISUPK $100 million, and we will show you what to do with it, Black Lives Matter.
Damn right.
We're gonna show you how to build a nation. Right. If you can't start building with $100 million, goddamn it, you ain't meant for this work. Because the ISUPK has built with nothing.
Right.
This truth right here was built with absolutely nothing. With niggas' money out of their own goddamn pocket. A bunch of niggas putting their money together to build this truth. Niggas understand that when you put your money together, they're gonna get a sack of weed. Let's put it in on this sack of weed. And then niggas know what it is to build then, huh? But you don't get how it is to build a nation. These niggas got $100 million and they crying about 16. Right. 16 million, right? And they're trying to crucify this black man, which I get it. The black man messed up. Okay, no sweat. He messed up. Let's get some more. Let's get to the real root of it.
And bad ideas also attract defeat. This is what defeat looks like. I think that this is a clarion moment for Black America to come out of the BLM era and say, we will not embrace defeat. We will not embrace defeatism. We will embrace victory that is inherent to the ideas that America was built upon.
Stop right there. Did y'all hear that shit right there? Y'all didn't hear what he said? So he said, this is the time for Black America to come out of the Black Lives movement, the Black Lives movement era. Come out of that. Quit saying Black Lives Matter. The reason they don't like Black Lives Matter is because it still makes white people feel uncomfortable. Right? It has a tone of black supremacy behind it. Right? Because when Black Lives Matter first started, it was some hardcore niggas at first. Right. And of course all them hardcore niggas left because it started turning gay. Right. Homosexual in nature. Right. The masculinity was sucked out of it. Right. So all them hardcore niggas cut out. Right. When they've seen the masculinity coming out of it. As Black Lives Matter, and some of them hardcore niggas left when they seen white people there. They're like, wait a minute, this is supposed to be a black organization. Right. Why there's all these devils here? Go ahead, Shinya.
I was gonna say Salak. Salak, I forgot my point. I was gonna say something earlier.
It's all good. So he's saying it's time for a win. It's time to accept victory. And he said the victory that we're going to accept is the idea of what America was built on. That's a victory for us, to accept an idea of what America was built on. I'm convinced this nigga never heard of slavery.
Right?
I am convinced this nigga does not know black history. He cannot know black history. And if he does, he don't give a damn about it.
Salaki, sir.
Damn right.
It was the who was the founder of it? Wasn't it a lesbian woman?
Yeah, it was 2 chicks, and then she brought her brother in and put her brother over the money. We about to get to that in this video, I believe. This is the one.
Almost.
A lesbian woman founded Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
No wonder they had
That position elucidated by men like Booker T. Washington, by other black entrepreneurs throughout history who had much worse conditions than black Americans have today, who managed to turn lemons into lemonade. That's an idea that BLM.
He said, we should embrace the idea of America. You niggas is out here crying, but what about the niggas back in the day? They had much worse conditions than you niggas have today, and they managed to turn lemons into lemonade.
Wow.
What the hell is you niggas crying about? That's what this nigga just said. What is you niggas is crying about? Let me get that scripture.
That's messed up.
Go ahead, Quantazor. You have something?
Yeah, he said, you niggas back in the day turned cotton into t-shirts. Like, man, what the heck? Where they get this guy from?
Hey, this nigga's the worst. Y'all niggas said you niggas back in the day. Cotton in the t-shirts.
What y'all complaining about?
Man, that's a good one.
That's what y'all supposed to do, is what he said. Good night.
Let me get that scripture nice and loud.
Come on, sir. Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 7.
Go ahead.
Surely oppression make a wise man mad.
Read that again.
Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
This nigga that they got speaking on behalf, I guess he's supposed to be the universal spokesperson for all niggas.
Right.
I can tell you right now that is not the case. The universal spokesperson for all niggas is definitely Commander Junior Hunter.
Right.
You understand? That is the universal spokesperson for all niggas everywhere.
Right.
Whether they know it or not, like it or not, understand it or not. If you let this nigga right here be the universal spokesperson, we all gonna be in chains tomorrow.
Right.
Just put them niggas to chains. I mean, we deserve it.
Right.
What about black on black crime?
Right.
That's this nigga right here.
Right.
He gives a damn about black people. He hates his brothers. He's the kind of nigga that blames the rape, the chick that got raped. He blames the rape victim.
Right.
That's what kind of nigga he is. He blames the rape victim. Well, she shouldn't have been walking to the party butt naked. Listen, it don't matter what the hell she did. At the end of the day, you can't just force yourself onto somebody. Slavery was forced onto a people. The destruction that black people suffer up under was forced onto us. We didn't do it to our goddamn selves. No black person ever lynched himself from a goddamn tree.
Right.
No black person ever took a whip and beat his own goddamn back. What the hell is this nigga talking about?
Right.
Go ahead.
Sir. We didn't dash our own kids against a stone. Right. We weren't the ones out there starving. We didn't starve ourselves in the field. We didn't want to watch our we weren't the one that told our brothers to go die out there in the sun.
Right.
Remember that story in the scripture where the brothers and the mother, I believe, too, also died because they didn't want to eat no goddamn pork.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, come.
To say that we are not oppressed. And that's another thing that black people do. They want to forget the time of old. The scripture said to remember it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Ask your goddamn forefathers and your grandmother and your granddaddy what went on, man. Talking about it ain't no more goddamn slavery. It ain't no more racism.
And then he told us that we got a victory. Just accept the idea. Don't accept nothing physical. That's what the white man told us in slavery.
That's what Joe Biden said.
Your kingdom of heaven is when you die, nigga.
Right.
You just believe it's gonna be there.
That's what Joe Biden said as soon as he got in office. At least I spoke on it.
Right.
Accept your victory. This is
Right.
victory.
Yeah, I mentioned it, niggas.
Right.
Go ahead, Shanelle.
No, I was gonna say, like, when it comes to black people, man, we will accept any other victory, and let as long as it appeases the oppressor. And when I say that, it means that we are never going to actually have a legitimate victory. Like you had said a while ago. When it comes to black all black history and stuff like that. Like when it comes to us knowing our actual history and our lineage and stuff like that, we don't want no part of it. We don't want to know. We don't want to know the pain and suffering of our ancestors. We don't want to know the trials and tribulations they had to go through. We don't want to take on that responsibility to honor on to their memories. But like you said, let us would have inherited $1 million from them. We'd have jumped on that train. We'd have wanted every single piece of that. But now because you gotta suffer, you gotta deal with the pain and suffering of all your brothers and sisters around you, it's an issue.
Right. Hey, listen. I'm mentioning you right, mighty man.
Right.
Let's get the rest of that scripture real quick.
Go, sir.
Take it from the top.
Go. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 7.
Go ahead.
Surely oppression make a wise man mad.
That nigga ain't never been oppressed, and we know for a fact that he's not wise.
Right.
But here's what it is going on for him. Go ahead.
And a gift destroyed the hearts.
Go ahead.
Okay, so you see the position he's in. He's literally on Fox News. What real nigga do you know is on Fox News?
Not only, listen, a real nigga could go on Fox, but he's not going to be destroying his own people.
That's what I'm saying.
He's on there destroying his own people. He put me in a position to where I had to defend Black Lives Matter.
Right.
And I'm not defending Black Lives Matter because they're actually for black people. I'm just not going to let nobody trash black people.
Right.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to sit back and let anybody trash my people. It don't matter what mistakes they made. You want to know the reason that nigga stole 16 million? Because the oppressor's the devil, the Bible speaks of.
Right.
If you give us what's ours, we wouldn't have to steal what's ours back.
Right.
How about that?
Right.
White men do Ponzi schemes all the goddamn time, and nobody says a goddamn thing about it.
Right.
Nobody has nothing to say about it.
Wolf of Wall Street. Donald Trump.
I'm about to pull this other article. Right. This is gonna hurt their feelings when I do this, man. Like the white man does it all the time. Nobody says anything. I'm about to play the rest of this, man. We know that he's a traitor. We know that he's been giving gifts that destroyed his heart. We know he's a good Christian.
Right.
Them rejected from its inception, but we have to get back to that idea in order to escape the effects of this very disappointing term.
You know what's interesting about what you said is you disconnected, or you actually didn't disconnect. You connected the idea from the organization. So there will be those, and I'm thinking of Mark Cuban, for example, of the Dallas Mavericks ownership in the NBA, who will say the organization itself, while we've pointed out, had communist underpinnings, communist ideology, and now clearly was fraudulent, defrauded its own donators. While the organization may be wrong, the slogan stands.
This is Mark Cuban. He's agreeing with Mark Cuban, right? He's saying, yeah, Mark Cuban said this. Mark Cuban said that. If you would, I need to get.
We are looking for 100 people who are interested in making $2,500 simply by getting solar panels installed on their roof, and we'll cover the cost of installation.
I'm done with that article, man. So he's going by what Mark Cuban said, talking about Mark Cuban called it a communist undertone, and that this basically Black Lives Matter is defrauding the people that they're meant to protect and do business with, and blah 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 blah. Have anybody ever seen Shark Tank?
Isn't that the one that was going around? Buying up shark tanks and stuff like that.
Buying up
like
ideas.
Fish tanks and stuff like that.
No, they're buying up ideas. So Shark Tank is an entrepreneur show, right? Where people will come with an idea, right, and try to sell it to these billionaires, because Mark Cuban is a billionaire. It will be $1 million idea. Do you ever see the deals that they put on the table for these people? They trying to screw over these people at every goddamn turn. And he had the nerve to say that it's a communist undertone. Right. How are you going to steal somebody else's idea? If you know it's $1 million idea, how are you trying to buy the business and cut them out? Like, they'd be like, all right, I'll sell the business, but I want to stay getting like percentage royalties. I'll sell the company, but give me 25% of the company. Well, that's too much. A billionaire says that. Something is too much, a billionaire. When it comes to Mark Cuban wanting to spend his money and make sure that his nation is prospering and thriving, nobody says a goddamn thing. You know how many fraud schemes and Ponzi schemes that this devil has been a part of? And you got the nerve to say Black Lives Matter and talk about all the wickedness of Black Lives Matter. Hey, listen, I get it. Bring it out. Bring out the wickedness of Black Lives Matter and how this one black person stole a little bit of pocket change. And while they do that, I'm going to do this. While they do that, this is what I'm going to do. This is an article, real quick. I'm about to get into it. Let me get this off the screen. The lucky 10 biggest frauds in recent U.S. history. I just want to pull out a couple of these, only if I could. Only if I could. Number one. This is number one, right? This is Iran. Energy company bankrupts in 2001 after allegations of mass accounting fraud wiped out 70. Y'all ready for this? 78 billion.
Damn.
Did y'all hear me on that? 78 billion. And you talking about 90 million and 16 million in fraud. You talking about $16 million in fraud when you devils every goddamn day are stealing 78 billion. 78 billion. Right? Why come that devil didn't have that energy for this? Go ahead.
Like you said, like this, like the Black Lives Matter event, that was over the course of 2 years. It
Right.
took them 2 years in order to get that money, finally find
But it's
out
a
what-
reason why they got that money so fast, because the fact of the matter is this. We are oppressed out here. We are dying out here. Everybody goddamn knows it.
Hey,
If we got people that donate secretly, because whenever you show support for black people, it's treated like a goddamn crime.
Right.
Something you want to say, Mighty Man?
No, I was going to say, and that's a heavy point that you're bringing out too, because they want to paint the I guess you could say the image that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians have never dealt with trauma. And so I was doing my little, studying and research for the, Southern Ohio medic training, right? And so when it comes to trauma, it means getting stuck in a memory of a life-threatening event. You know what I'm saying? And it says
Right.
our bodies and our minds act like the event is still happening right now, even though it's in the past. So we were taught that we're never supposed to forget. But when it comes to the devil and the oppressor, he wants us to forget. So they try to villainize, positive things that we want to do for each other so that we can forget. But when it comes to 9/11, what does America say?
Never forget.
Never forget. And so that's just so, what I'm saying? That's just another disgusting trait when it comes to the oppressor, because he's raped us, he's robbed us, he's abused us. You know what I'm saying? He's, been violent against us all these years, man. All these years.
Right.
And they talk about trauma. It says trauma can vicariously be passed along through, one person to the next. And then they stick us all in the hood. So even if I didn't go through what you went through, you my brother and I love you, I'm going to experience the trauma that you went through just by how you act, how you move out when you're about. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like you said before, man, the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
Right.
Goddamn right, man. Goddamn right. And like I said, they crying about Black Lives Matter and, it was a fraud scheme and, but nobody never knew about this company right here. This should have been on Fox News. We should have seen articles on this Iran and they 78 billion. This devil stole 78 billion, and right here, I'm going to skim through these articles because there's quite a few. Yeah, he got 24 years in prison. I'll give up 24 years for 78 billion. 78 billion changes the whole course of my nation.
Most likely he got out on short term.
Good behavior.
Other one.
Good behavior.
No. Probably did about 5.
Right?
Suspended sentence.
Paid a big fine.
It says suspended sentence.
Right.
And that reminds me of what's the dude Gustav Arnell? He just jumped from one of the most profitable, real estate. He was living in the Jenga Tower in Tribeca. He jumped 57 stories to his death because of, I think it was 1.4 million.
Right.
1.2 billion he lost. And his company filed a complaint because he was stealing. But I'm like, dude, why would you jump? He jumped from a $24.5 million apartment. I'm like, man, yeah, right. Let me have some.
Even when the devil commits suicide, it's expensive.
Right.
Man, goddamn.
Good night. I'd have stayed up in that bed. Come on. It's a lot here.
Even when the devil commits suicide, it's expensive. That shit crazy.
Right.
Hey, let me get to this next one real quick, right? So we're talking about fraud and people and organizations that steal money, right? I got number 2 on the list. Bernie Madoff.
Oh man.
Bernie Madoff. Yeah, everybody know that name.
So what is
Because he was the most famous out of all the devils that do frauds. Right here, I'm about to get it. New York money manager, right? Hear me out. New York money manager, right? ISUPK has been in New York, well, listen, forever. Since the beginning. Since Genesis type shit. You understand?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So he was in New York, and this is a money manager, Bernie Madoff. A $65 billion Ponzi scheme that largest fraud ever by an individual, right? This is one devil. They talking about the nigga that stole 16 million, right? This devil stole 65 billion just by himself. Right. Said the largest ever by one person, not an organization, one person, right? That's what this devil did. Listen, all right, true enough, they made a documentary and all that stuff, but you know what they didn't do? They didn't vilify him the way they're trying to do these black people in Black Lives Matter. They said, yeah, he messed up. I can't believe he did this. How did he get away with this? Blah, 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 blah. They didn't shut none of his businesses down. They didn't do none of that. So you're trying to compare 16 million with 65 billion, right? 65 billion. And the reason he's doing so much time in prison, right? He got sentenced to 150 years. But it ain't because he did something so heinous. It's because he did it to his own.
Right.
It's because he had money wrapped up in other white companies.
Right.
He was stealing from other billionaires.
Right.
Go ahead.
Like it, man. I don't know if y'all seen The Banker. It's based on a true story. 2 black men they was buying banks. You know what I'm saying? But they had a white face to it. But they was it's legal though.
Right.
You know, they just had him doing it.
Yeah, you got to do that.
Right.
That's how me and my rib bought our house.
Right. Damn right.
She had a white friend that she knew from the world. She was the face. They thought she was buying the house.
Right.
We got it for a cheaper price and everything.
Right.
So
And,
like,
they did.
Oh, my fault. Go ahead.
No. I ain't think. Officer Kwame Swart was saying, so like you, sir.
Yeah, no sweat.
Then they bought a bank in Texas. You know, it was racist town and stuff like that. And then they wound up getting locked up, man.
Right.
Something legal. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't even fraud, man. Then they had the audacity to say that America's not racist. They was offended that niggas was running their money. You know what I'm saying? So they locked them brothers up, man, for 4 years and stuff, man. And took all their businesses. Took all their business they ever owned. They were buying houses and, trying to build up black communities. They were buying houses in white communities and putting black folks in them. It's based on a true story, man.
Right.
They didn't like that, man.
No, they was offended. It was offended.
No, and Salaki, if I may,
I'm listening.
I was going to touch on what you said. You know, if it were crimes against black people, Christopher Columbus would be at the top of this damn list.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he even got a damn holiday after it. So Salaki, that was a heavy point you made.
Yeah, I'm right. Damn right, he did. He got a goddamn holiday named after him. So let's get this next one on the list, if I could. This is Lehman Brothers. Anybody hear that name before?
Mm.
Nah, sir.
If you would you read this article real quick, Shinya? Read who they are. And make sure you don't forget the money.
Number 3, Lehman Brothers. Investment bank Lehman with $600 billion in assets.
How much?
$600 billion in assets.
So, investment bank Lehman with $600 billion in assets filed in late 2008. It was the largest bankruptcy in history. It sparked a worldwide financial crisis and bankruptcy. The luckier. And Examiner concluded there were colorable claims. Oh, say that again.
Colorable claims.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Colorable claims against the top
executive.
I know. And Salaki, its auditors. What's his name? Ernest Young?
Yep.
For fraud. But neither the SEC nor the DOJ had so filed charges. Can't even get it off. So they jacked up $600 billion, right? It's a bank. They sold $600 billion, and they ain't even got charges pressed against them. Black Lives Matter is being sued. Them people in Black Lives Matter is being sued for $16 million. These people jacked up $16 billion, and nobody did a goddamn thing about it.
Right.
It's a bank.
Right.
If you can't sue the bank, who can you sue? If we know anybody got the goddamn money, it's the bank.
We hope so.
But you want to sue poor black people. So this is just, so I'm going to just run through them real quick. So this is another one. This is, how you say that? Kendrick, right? So he's been hit, and his theft was, his fraud was $19 billion, right? $19 billion. That's what he got jammed up with. He only got 12 years for stealing $19 billion, right? This is MF Global. This is another fraud case. $41 billion.
Wow.
$41 billion, right? Let's get another fraud case. Well, don't be acting like that. Give me my fraud cases. Internet tripping. So this is WorldCom. They got jammed up with $103.9 billion. $103.9 billion.
That's more than BLM even made, isn't it?
Look, this is billions.
That's what I'm saying.
They stealing millions.
No, that's what I'm saying. Snap. Okay, I give it to you.
Billions of dollars.
BLM
only made
millions.
Only made 90 million.
Only made millions. Yeah.
Right.
Damn it.
Billions of dollars.
Yeah.
You understand? This is $103.9 billion.
So basically, what you're saying is a huge, drastic jump.
Right.
When nobody held account.
Right. This is Fannie Mae. Fannie Mac. Now, to my knowledge, this used to be like a pharmaceutical company, along with with the schools and all of that, right? 400 million. That's what theirs is.
Right.
400 million. You get what I'm saying? Like, these is all big cases. Right here. This is South.
And then when you look at the years that they make in some of these.
Right. This ain't that long ago. This is 1.4. So this one is 2003. The other one was like 2013, 2014.
Yeah.
This is Tyco International, right? I remember this company, 150 million. 150 million. This is Quest Communications. They got jammed up with, there it is, 44 million. Yep. That's what they started off, and it all added up at the end of everything, right? It was 400 million. 400 goddamn $million, man. These are all white-owned companies. I'll say it again. These are all white-owned companies. Billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars. And you want me to be mad at Black Lives Matter?
Right.
You want me to turn against my brother because they siphoned off a little 16 million. Listen, I'm not saying what they did was right. But for a goddamn white man to get on channel news and try to call Black Lives Matter some thieves is the criminal calling a European a discoverer and an adventurer that found America. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, how can you fix your, as a white person, you can never fix your mouth to call a black person a thief.
Right.
That should be the last thing that you ever say about a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian.
And Salaki, if I may, Adawan.
Damn right.
I was just looking up Planned Parenthood, right? It has a combined annual revenue, according to this, 1.3 billion, including approximately 530 million in government funding. But what about all the money you get paid off of those dead fetuses, you know what I'm saying, that you steal from those sisters who, you know what I'm saying, you've convinced that a child's life isn't valuable? You know,
Shouldn't they be reporting that? Shouldn't that be like revenue income coming in?
kind of one kind. And that's my point. You know what I'm saying? These numbers, you know, which they say don't lie, they don't pay the whole, paint the whole portrait. Because I know that if you file a certain type of bankruptcy, you don't have to lose your assets. Just the only, the fluid money that you have in the bank. You know what I mean? So you can keep $600 billion worth of assets, depending on what kind of bankruptcy you have. You know what I'm saying? And just lose the money that you have. And then after the whole process is done, you'll still have whatever it is that you made it through with. You won't have to pay back any certain types of debt because of what you filed. They say that negative inquiry, filing bankruptcy, is, you know what I'm saying, something that you don't want to have on your credit. But what does that say about the so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American Indians, who being Black in America is something that goes extremely severely against your credit? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That ain't nothing.
Makes sense to me. That's why most of us have so much trouble trying to buy a goddamn house, trying to buy a car. The only way for us to get these things is for us to be even more sunk into debt, more jammed up on credit.
Man, and that's,
go ahead.
No, that's a heavy point, Salakia, because last night I was leaving. We went to camp in Cincinnati. Shout out to Captain Patazar. You know what I'm saying? We had a great camp. You know what I mean? Then, after camp, it's always brotherhood. But I was getting gas on the way back here. Went into, I think it was a BP or something, man. Big ass BP. Walk up in there, and it's some red dot forehead up in there. And she was training her own son on how to work the cash register. You know what I'm saying? Like it reminds me of it's like a meme or something. Some dude's like, think big, B, think big, or whatever the case may be. Some dude, whatever. But long story short, like they'll give us pennies and we're cool with it. Meanwhile, we'll get a car loan, and then our principal would be $450. Our interest would be $125. We're cool with that. Now we got a car to get back from one point to the next. Meanwhile, these heathen nations getting money to fund whole businesses. Right. With little to no debt ensued once they, obtain the damn loan.
Right, riding around in Range Rovers and in the most expensive foreign cars they can want. Right,
for free. It's tax write-off because they're able to own a BP.
Absolutely. But you want me to be mad at Black Lives Matter? Listen, I'm in no way condoning what Black Lives Matter did. I'm in no way condoning it. Okay, yeah, we know it was a bullcrap organization. We knew that, that there was people siphoning the money. But I can guarantee you this. They dig deep enough, you're going to find out that it's white people at the root of all of this. Right. Siphoning money, stealing money, tax write-offs, revenue being generated for their companies. Because an organization like Black Lives Matter will not exist without the consent of the white man.
Right.
If they got $100 million, right, and 16 million of it came up missing, then we just pulled the articles. I guarantee you that Black Lives Matter has generated twice that amount.
Right.
And that somewhere in between, there's a devil getting his cut. We just pulled several articles with these devils running these Ponzi schemes and fraud schemes to where they're able to generate this kind of revenue. They work at the places that make the money. You get what I'm saying? They work at the banks that print the money. They have ties with all that stuff. Right now, there's a little show on Hulu where it's talking about Victoria's Secret and how it ties back to that one devil that was raping all the kids. And how he has ties with every goddamn white celebrity that you can think of. The dude that does the Tonight Show. So they're out here sleeping with the Victoria's Secret models. They're out here sleeping with little kids. They're out here stealing money. They're out here doing whatever the hell that they want to do. But you want me to be mad at Black Lives Matter.
Right.
Like, I understood what Black Lives Matter was trying to do. Now, yeah, they went about it the wrong way because they was all Christians, and you can't have an organization like that and be strong by having an enemy in on the organization as well. That's not going to work. Black Lives Matter, if they was really about that warfare, they should have had Commander Junior Hanna up under. They should have had Commander Junior Hanna over it, and that was the only way for it to work. You understand? That was the only way. Anything other than that was a goddamn. It was doomed to fail. You understand? We watching these oppressors. They making billions of dollars, stealing billions of dollars, and not doing no time in jail, little to no time, right? But you want me to be mad at Black Lives Matter. And once more, I never thought I'd find myself in a position to defend black people, but you're not about to shit on my people.
Right.
Yeah, I can't allow that to happen. That coon got on TV and said that Black Lives Matter sold a false narrative of police brutality, unproportionate murder, unproportionate everything. Like we're really not out here suffering. Black Lives Matter can't save us from that. Only the Lord can, right? But he's not pushing that narrative. He's not pushing, nah, don't do Black Lives Matter. Only the Lord can bring you out of this hellhole. Only the Lord can save you. Only the Lord can help you. He's not bringing that narrative. He brought that same narrative, everything that he was saying, he turned that same narrative around to say, but we have to count on the white man. We have to believe in America, and we have to believe in the white man. See, these niggas were stealing money. That's why you shouldn't have never been mad at the white man. See, these niggas are stealing money. That's why you can't be mad at the police for killing you.
Right.
See, these niggas are stealing money. What about black on black crime? Somehow it always comes back around to us being our fault, and then we have to find a way to keep continuing to love the oppressor, man. All right? I don't agree with Black Lives Matter. I don't. But even with that being said, I'm not about to let anybody crap on my people. I understood the spirit behind Black Lives Matter, man. They just too weak to really understand because, and this goes to show you as well. It's never going to be a time where black people decide that we can stand on our own without the oppressor. It's only people who believe that is in ISUPK under Convention Junior Hunter.
That's right.
That's right.
You understand? That's the only people. The only people. ISUPK under Convention Junior Hunter. Go ahead, Mighty Man.
I was just going to say, Salaki, so I was just going to say, hey, shout out to everybody checking in. Yahabashim Yashab Rakatah to the brothers. Yahabashim Bashim Yashab to the sisters, man. The water for y'all, for sure.
Yeah, right. The water to you, sis. Shout out to you. The water for the support. Also, in case the people didn't hear at the beginning of the show, we're going to be switching to our own platform, our own Facebook page. That's going to be the next episode. We're going to get it out immediately, put it on Facebook. So make sure that you, you know what I'm saying, accept a friend request, subscribe, hunt us down. We're going to have to do it big, man. We're going to keep this thing rocking, make the platform easier for you to reach out to us and add your stories, whatever, man. This is our podcast. This is for the people. Unlike Fox News, you understand?
Right.
We don't give a damn about black people. Who's saying black people dying in America is a myth.
Right.
Us dying in America and us suffering in America is like Bigfoot. It don't really exist.
Right.
Slavery never existed.
Yep, slavery never existed. It's involuntary relocation.
That's all it was. Involuntary relocation.
That was it, man. Yeah. Hey, them niggas just, they didn't want to come, but we made them come, but we didn't do anything bad to them.
All right.
That's what the oppressor wants you to think. That's all I got, man. That's all I got for this podcast, man. Like I said, I never thought I'd find myself in a position to defend Black Lives Matter, but I can't be mad about $16 million being stolen when America has stolen people.
Right, man, come on.
Make it make sense.
Right.
How do you want me to be mad? You mad because a nigga finally, that's what the problem is. It's a black man that did it. It's a black man that stole a couple of million and found a way with all the chaos and mist that was going on to find a way that he can stick some money in his pocket, and now it's a problem.
Right.
It's a more clear example that shouldn't have never gave you niggas no money. That's what that whole skill was about. Shouldn't have never gave you niggas no money.
Right.
Like, man, I'm going to just say it like this, man. The oppressor is the goddamn devil the Bible speaks of. I don't agree with the Black Lives Matter, the way they go about doing things, but at the end of the day, I know when they first started Black Lives Matter, the intentions was to really try to help black people.
Right.
That was the intentions. The problem is you can't help black people while simultaneously trying to help everybody else.
Right.
If you want to be about Black lives and Black Lives Matter, you have to get rid of the LGBT community. You have to. You have to get rid of the LGBT community. You have to quit allowing white people to be a part of your organization. And you have to just turn everything over to Commander Junior Hunter. He'll show you how to be a real black-owned and own business, own organization, and what the hell to do with $100 million and make sure that ain't nobody gonna be stealing $16 million. You really want to be a big organization that's mighty and profitable? You got to get them women out of positions of leadership. Right. The first thing that chick did when she was the leader was she brought in all of her people. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but she didn't make a good business decision. She already went into it plotting and scheming in the first place. She brought in her girlfriend. She brought in all her inner circle, right? Right. And she brought in people who weren't trustworthy to begin with. Right.
Right.
You understand? They weren't trustworthy to begin with. You have to leave. How do I rephrase this? Let me make sure I word this the right way. Black Lives Matter is supposed to be a war movement, right? Right. Because if you're talking about your life matter, that means your life is in danger. Right. So that's supposed to be a war movement. And if you're going to be doing anything pertaining to war, you have to let the man take lead. Right. Warfare is for the men. I know they got She-Hulk out and the Woman King and Wakanda Forever with the female Black Panther and all these other movies with women or warriors and all that. But that shit is made up.
Right.
If you put a woman on a battlefield in real life, she's going to end up raped and murdered. Not necessarily in that order. She might end up murdered and then raped. The battlefield is not for a woman. Warfare is for the man. Let the man lead the warfare. Women, your job is to help. She should have been helping, not running nothing, not running a goddamn thing. She should have been helping.
Should have been getting the medicine ready for the brothers that actually need it.
Yeah, right.
And that's a heavy point too, Slocky Adawan. When you're at war, you can't fight from both sides.
Right.
You have to pick a side. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Either you're gonna be killing your own, or you can be fighting against the ones that's trying to kill you.
Right. Right. And the fact of the matter is, like I said, you put a woman on a real battlefield, listen, she's going to end up murdered and raped, or raped and murdered. Either way, it's going to happen. Either way, it's going to happen, man.
It's a lot.
You know what I'm saying? And listen, Black Lives Matter was supposed to be a war movement. Right. And then, Christian spirit of non-violence and loving everybody anyway and all that other crap. You seen how I got jacked up. They had them white supremacist groups infiltrating the Black Lives Matter movement, dropping off piles of bricks in every city out of nowhere. That's when we heard about the Boogaloo Boys and all these other cats. All right. You hear what I'm saying? I bet you they got a piece of that 90 million as well. Right.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the day, man, all of this is nothing but another war tactic to try to turn black people against black people, man. Right. I don't agree with Black Lives Matter, but I would never trade on my brothers, man. Right. I know their spirit is to really try to help black people. Right. And if they listening now and you really want to help black people, give the rest of that 90 million to Commandant General Yohana. Right. Give the rest of that 90 million to Commandant General Yohana, and he will show you how to build a nation. Because there is no reason with $90 million that we still don't have one black school, one black hospital. There is no black prominent dominant business being spread out to America. Where is the utopia for black people that you promised? Right. You bought a $6 million mansion. That $6 million could have been used to start storing up food for black poverty. Right. Right. You get what I'm saying? Like, it was so many things that could have been done differently. I'm not, like I said, I'm not in no way agreeing with what they did. I'm just saying, I'm not going to crap on my brothers either. Yeah, they messed up, but the oppressor's still the goddamn devil. Right. And I can't compare $16 million worth of him stealing a whole nation of people and building a kingdom. Right. You want to talk about people stealing? Let's talk about that, Fox News. Right. Or is that old? Or is that, or should we get over it? That's old news?
Today's 9/11, sir.
Right. Oh, man, that's all I got for the podcast, man. Anybody got anything else you want to bring out before we shut it down?
Oh, yeah, Salakia. If you are watching Black Lives Matter, it's not too late for you, man. Contact the ISUPK, and Commander General how to show you what to do. You know what I mean? You can really help the lives of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans here in America.
Right.
And that's all I got, sir.
Damn right. What you got for us, Shinyan?
I ain't got nothing much. The oppressor's the devil the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
Well, God, what you got for us?
Con. I was just gonna say, the takeaways it is that our people should get from this episode. Of course, as Officer Isaiah Arya Shanya said, our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
Right.
That's right.
But also that the prophecies that are in the Bible, you understand, are 100% factual. You understand, it's nothing that can be debunked, because when the scriptures say, is Israel a homeborn slave, like Stockholm syndrome is the perfect example to use with that scripture, because the brother it is that we had played in the beginning of the podcast, like that brother, he suffers from the oppression it is that we have faced for so long, and because of that, he loves our oppressor, and he'll do anything for our oppressor, even if that means that he has to turn on his own people, throw them under the bus, which he's doing. He's going to continue to do, of course, and also that there's only one organization that is fit to lead so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and that's the ISUBK under Commanding General Yohana. Because we're the only ones that the Lord is with, the only ones who have the appropriate moral standing and integrity to not turn on our people in order to stuff our own pockets. You understand? We are the only ones that can lead this nation, and it's only a matter of time until our people realize it. And of course, pay your tithes.
Right.
All right.
Damn right.
Damn right, man. And with that being said, man, this is episode 9 of the Moment of Truth podcast. We appreciate all the support. We appreciate all the brothers and sisters rocking it out. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep bringing you these stories. We're going to keep trying to give you what you want. Next week, we're going to shift gears, man. We're going to do something a little bit more light, man. More details to come. We're going to set up our Facebook page, or Twitter, all that good stuff, man. All that's coming. So be looking during the week to, you know what I'm saying, like and subscribe and help us push this platform, man. And also, man, on our new page, man, we're going to be having giveaways and things of that nature. So make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe. And after that, man, you already know the oppressor is the devil. And Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the Lord chosen people. I'm not going to trade on my brothers for one goddamn dollar.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep dropping it heavy, man. Shalom, Israel.
Shalom, Israel.